Hello and welcome to JK, It's Not About You. I'm Jen Rouse.
And I'm Kelly Mirko, and we're your hosts. We're new empty nesters, and we're here to talk about what the next chapter looks like.
For so long, we were taxi drivers,
Domestic engineers, chefs,
tutors, cheerleaders,
and everything else that goes along with being a parent.
No days off, no paid vacation, and very limited time to pursue our own passions. It just wasn't about us.
It really wasn't. Join us on this new endeavor as we find passions in all things empty nesting. The little birdies have flown the coop and they're living their best lives, and now it's our turn. We're sweating through our 50s trying to figure it all out.
From resetting on marriage, navigating divorce, dating at 50, we're here to reclaim our calendars, our bodies, and our newly found identities in this confusing yet exciting new phase of life.
So grab your glass of wine or beverage of choice, your cozy sweats, and join us as we unpack all things real in our 50s.
Well, hello, everybody.
Hello, I'm so excited to be in the studio today.
I know we're in we're in California this week, and it's been such a fun time.
A different type of remote. Yes, it's been a great
Different
time.
type of remote. We're not on the Zoom, so that's kind of different.
Yeah.
In a new studio.
I was going to say, this cool studio.
Very professional here.
I like it.
Very professional. We have Sarah with us.
Hi, guys.
Welcome back.
Because she's local, and we spent the day yesterday kind of perusing Malibu and just checking how things are kind of faring after the fire, and got to, you gave us a beautiful tour of Pepperdine, and
I think it's a good, Save Malibu episode. I think that we should talk about, all these great, you could tell everyone, what's open and, what's happening and all the different things you've been working on. You've had, so much great involvement. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, poor Pepperdine. All, the students, my sorority sister's house is burned down. They lost, all their belongings. They had to replace passports, everything. It was pretty traumatizing for them. And I feel like Malibu has just changed completely from that, with PCH being closed, or limited pass holders can come through it. So many businesses are plummeting, and it's really traumatizing. The Real Inn burned down, and that's been there for God knows how long. Chilada, my favorite Thai restaurant's gone. The Malibu feed bin's gone. It's really, really sad. And I volunteered with the with a fire relief center. It's right base of the Country Mart. I did 7-8 hours. And holy cow, was it sad. So many houses just gone. I met this guy, and he's lived in Malibu for forever, since it was not even on the radar, on the map to move to Malibu. And basically his house burned down 3 times. This is the 3rd time, and he's I'm done. I'm moving out. And it's so sad. Houses are getting listed. It's really, really sad.
It just
really sad.
It's I know that both of you have seen other fires and seen other, tragic events happen in Malibu, but this has just been
when you think one
unbelievable. Just the whole, the coast. Palisades included. It's
so
just
bad. Pepperdine did get really lucky. The Franklin fire was kind of a blessing in disguise, because it put a scar right along our campus. So the Palisades fire couldn't get to us, which it totally would have taken us. The professors even said that. They're that fire literally would have taken Pepperdine if the Franklin fire didn't hit.
Right. So what did they do with all the students on
Franklin?
campus? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I remember this entire day very vividly. So we were studying for finals. We just finished our first final. I was studying for physics the day when the fire erupted. I was driving back from a little study spot in Malibu that I like to go to with Leo, and basically I was driving up through the Malibu Canyon gate, the Las Virgenes Gate. And there was a giant fire. And I'm like, oh, well, that doesn't look good. It looks really close to campus. Leo, I really think we should go. And he's like, Sarah, what about finals tomorrow? And I'm like, I think finals are going to be canceled between you and I. You know, so I go to campus. I pick up my friends who don't have cars. And I'm like, hey, like, you know, you have an option, but we need to go now. Like, we need to go now. So I get like as many kids as I can in my car, and we go to, my mom wasn't picking up. I booked a hotel in Westlake. And then next thing I know, they shut the Pepperdine gates down 5 minutes after I left. And they forced everyone to evacuate their dorms and go sleep in the library for 4 nights. So with like on like chairs and tables, and I was at least in a bed, and at least I could leave to Utah. Like, but it was mortifying. And like all my friends were like, thank you for taking us out of there. Like it was, we would have been stuck there. Like our literal president, Jim Gash, was sleeping on like tables and chairs in the library.
Because it's the only fireproof building.
So sad. It's so sad.
Well, I'm glad they had a safe place for people.
No, and like I kept seeing like Instagram posts like from my stories. The fire was literally like pressed against the library window, like blowing against like I'll send you the photos. It's nuts.
Yeah, it can happen so quick.
So quick.
You know, you just don't realize how devastating. You know, like
no, and what's really sad, it was unexpected. So I don't know if you guys know about like how it started. So
winds,
it
right?
first started from winds, and then they controlled it completely. They did not think it was a bad idea. Then someone had to have relit it. They don't know who relit it, but it had to have gotten re-sparked because they completely put it out.
That's
and then next thing they know, it's on, like, it's, you know, blazing again, and then now it's way too big. It's out of control. And then not only that, but then they had the Eaton fire. They had like 3 others alongside the Palisades that were like ruining everything.
It's just like Southern California was on fire.
Gnarly.
Yeah.
So sad.
It was really sad.
So sad.
I mean, just being here this week, I mean, knowing you know, it happened in January, and here we are in mid-May or, you know, early May, and, you know, just doing the drive with you to Santa Monica from, you know, Malibu to through the PCH route was just like, it's insane how devastating. Burned out cars and the whole coastline, like all these homes are gone, and just the debris and the damage. And
is what it looks like.
It does. It really does.
Scary.
It's like you really do cry when you see I grew up there, and just, you know, like places that's been there for so long just to be gone. And it's good that you're helping the community, and I know you spent some time in a local bookstore. Yeah,
so this bookstore has been there forever, and no one knows it's there, and it's so sad, but they're really, really struggling. It's called Malibu Village Books, and it's so traumatic. When I was volunteering, we volunteered like literally right next to the bookstore, and I popped in there because I know the owner, and like some of the, you know, the employees there, they're so sweet. And I popped in there and I was like, hey, like, I asked, like, how are you guys doing because of the fire? You know, like, I imagine it's like really difficult for a little bookstore, you know, because I love reading. And they were like, yeah, we're going under. And I'm like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
So I'm in communication with my school to try to buy books there. And, you know, they have a website. I'll try to send you guys a link. It'd be wonderful if you guys would support that little bookstore. It's been there for like God knows how long. And it's such a little, you know, Malibu charm. And
yeah, I was speaking with the owner also of John's Garden, who's about to celebrate 50 years.
It's crazy.
And that sandwich place was there when I was a kid, in that little park in the Country Mart. And and he was like, you know, we're hanging on. I mean, by a thread. We hope that summer business gets going.
We need PCH to be open.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest thing.
Yeah.
It's like you know,
Exactly.
it's there. No one's coming in. Tourists can't get there. I mean, they're not going to drive 3 hours to go to a beach town and then turn right back.
Right.
You know, because there's not really hotels to stay in Malibu. That's the biggest issue.
Yeah.
There was that one Topanga motel, but that thing burned down too.
Yeah,
so
but
there's not
Beach
really,
and
yeah,
that's it.
there's not really, but one hotel, it can't, you
But
know.
it'll be nice for people that live, just on the west side or even in the valley to know like what's open in Malibu and to even do a day trip, like spend the time. Do come over for lunch, go to the beach. It would just be nice for them to come over and support. And I think a lot of people don't even know if they're able to do that,
Yeah, you could go
can.
around.
You have to go
It takes a
through
while,
the
but
canyons.
it's possible.
Yeah. Malibu Canyon, Canaan.
I mean, I know it's possible. I go to LA probably like twice a week.
Yeah.
Still, even with the fires, I used to go around. So,
Yeah, but it's important to keep our little community. You don't realize that these are people's livelihoods and the restaurants. And we went out last night.
Yeah.
to
We
Lucky
did.
Steakhouse, which is great, and it was nice to see it really busy.
It was. And that was a really good
Lucky's is
meal.
really busy.
Yeah. No, it was busy. It was a Tuesday night.
Well, and it's the only steak place you can get to right now because you can't get to Maestro's.
Yeah, that's two in the.
You can't get in. It's where it's closed
This
off.
was really good.
Lucky's
it
is great.
It was nice to see people out, and the
Yeah.
locals out, and we just can't forget about it. We have to
Trottenoid's always
remember-
popping too.
Yeah,
Trottenoid as well.
and-
Trottenoid as well.
Yeah, and just try to get because now your school's out, so they've lost
the university's like,
university.
It's like a ghost town.
Yeah,
they were
I mean,
talking
but summer
about
school
that.
starts in a week, so
Well, he was
it might
saying-
start picking up again.
John's garden was the owner was saying that he's kind of hoping that when they get the road open, they're aiming for the end of May, which I don't know, looked a little aggressive.
Well, but since the
maybe.
mudslide, that kind of slowed
Maybe.
things down again.
Yeah.
Even if it's one lane each way, something.
He's really holding on to hope that it can get the.
I mean, I think the city, they want to open it, but it's just like things keep happening. I mean, this is the second mudslide, and now they have to clean up the mudslide alongside the debris. So, poor Malibu.
Yeah,
Like, poor Malibu.
So yeah,
It can't catch a break.
No,
Yeah,
which
it's
is why I really want people to know to come support.
yeah, and it's it's just and you realize they aren't chains. Like there's just a lot of little
Mom and pop shops
like
and
you're-
restaurants
and
like
you're a
me.
restaurant owner,
Yes.
and like you rely on people coming and
But even the chains, I mean, like Nobu is such a staple there.
Yeah.
Like it's Malibu Nobu. Like that's it's one of the most notorious Nobu spots, and like
open.
that's struggling.
yeah, but
But
it's
it's
hard to
struggling.
get
No one
to.
can get there.
Yeah.
It's not as easy.
No.
Yes,
It's taking
yes.
PCH. I mean, even the chains are struggling. But like
Yeah.
Malibu yogurt, like that's been there forever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Becker's closing.
We should go there tonight.
we should grab a yogurt.
Yes.
Grab a yogurt.
Yeah,
You
we're
always
coming
come.
for you.
Booyah.
Yeah.
No, but like
Seriously.
No, but Becker's gone,
Yeah.
Poor Becker. That's like, but I spoke to the owner. He's bummed, but he's like, next chapter, he's like, I'm gonna figure out how to stay in Malibu, so he's not getting chased out.
Yeah,
Which
and
is
open
great.
a different.
He might open a different shop.
Oh,
so,
nice.
which is really wonderful because
We love seeing your school and seeing you thrive. I mean, as your mom, you've really found. Not only are you like doing college and enjoying it, but it really feels like you're thriving there. You found your community. You've
Yeah, it's a
gotten
wonderful school.
involved.
You love where you live.
I do. Moved into my new dorm.
You moved into your new
Yeah,
dorm.
we spent some days moving this week.
It's so cute. That space is amazing. You have such a great view. I think you're gonna just love it up there.
It's beautiful.
It's
really
beautiful. Yes.
And you're living with some girlfriends this time, not just random
Random,
people
yep.
that you get placed with. So that'll be fun, and you can make it kind of homey and finish off your next 2 years like in an apartment situation. So that's
Yeah.
exciting.
It's really exciting.
Oh yeah, the parents going into junior year. It was like, okay, we're moving out of the dorm again.
Yes.
The carts.
Yeah.
The cart
carts.
story.
The
Oh my
carts.
god.
That was
but
crazy.
literally.
Okay, so parents out there.
Yeah, pay
that-
attention to like where your stuff is and
Yes.
who is and is not watching it.
This Container Store, we had some carts, and I wheeled it out to the curb to get, it
Back the
loaded,
car up.
loaded into a couple vehicles to get it moved out. And as I was walking back to get another load, I caught some parents trying to sample your Sephora. They were like, free Sephora.
Yeah, they
Like,
felt
it
like
was
you left it there for
used.
them.
I don't get why you would want to use
And
use
some
Sephora,
snacks, but I don't know how long you and Jasmine had those snacks.
Dude,
Expired.
I don't know either. I know
Expired.
some of them were like brand new, but
Expired.
some of like I don't know how those fruit roll-ups have been there. I
They
don't
were
know if they
very
want those.
excited. They wanted the fruit
It was just so
roll-ups.
funny.
Go
Then
ham
they
on
were
those
like,
fruit
"Oh,
roll-ups.
it's yours." I said, "It's ours."
Well, I mean, you would
It's
think
moving
if
day.
yeah, exactly. Like,
I
come
mean,
on.
clearly there was traffic.
It's not like
moving.
it's
was
and
just
it wasn't like it
insane.
was college kids, full
It was the
grown
parents.
adults.
It
Like
was crazy.
I'm like,
It's so funny.
you want my used mascara? Okay,
They do.
have it.
No, they
It was
wanted it for
probably
their
expired.
kids. They wanted it for their kids.
It was crazy. Moving day was eventful.
Literally,
Very eventful.
literally.
Yes, I don't miss the moving days.
No.
And I didn't, have that. so
But I
much
will say,
in the
like
lives.
having specific things in a dorm makes like moving so much easier.
Yes.
I will say that.
Yes.
You mean the furniture and stuff? Yeah.
Like those carts. Oh my
Oh,
god.
those
Yeah.
are
I will
very
tell
helpful.
any college girl to get those carts.
Those snack carts.
Yes,
were
the snack
very
carts. They have like
helpful.
3 tiers. Those things are golden.
Oh, you can load them.
Golden.
Yeah.
You can load them, wheel them out to your car. You're ready to
I
go.
think the other thing that I think we should talk about that's golden is the wagon.
Oh, the wagon.
The wagon.
Melissa had a wagon.
Well, we saw another girl with the wagon, and she had like all of her groceries and a bunch of stuff in there in the elevator. And I was like, how are you going to carry your groceries? Because you're parking in this parking structure and taking this
need a
elevator. And they, it collapses down.
It's pretty
And
amazing.
we went and got one. She used it every single day.
It's really amazing.
Yes. So
That is like a must. You and Leo need a wagon. Carry
I don't
your
know if
books.
I could do a
He
wagon with
could
that.
carry it. All you have to do is unfold it
backpack. I'm
and just you
completely
put your
happy with my
backpack in there. Anything you need, your groceries, when you're hauling loads of stuff. It's very helpful, Sarah.
it is, actually.
I'm okay.
Okay,
Yeah, okay.
well, it helped move in for
Well,
sure.
I mean,
Try it
my dorm is right near my car.
I know,
I could take a few loads. It's good exercise for me. You know
Get
what?
your steps. There we go.
good exercise.
Talking about steps again. Yes.
Yes,
I think
we're
for move
walking.
out, it is very helpful.
Yes.
Not wanting to carry all those heavy glass jars and everything.
Yeah, that was very helpful.
Very
to
helpful
have
for
the
that.
wagon.
My
Just
clothes.
helps. Yeah.
Like
with
pounds
loads.
and pounds of clothes. Yeah.
It was. So we survived. I had a very productive couple weeks here.
Yes, you did.
It was really nice.
Yeah,
and,
it sounds very relaxing. Walking the beach every day.
Maya loved it.
Yes. Yeah.
And getting to spend some time with you and see your life here and just, you're really thriving. It's so
happy.
great.
I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, it's so great.
Love
I love
Malibu.
It. I love it. I know we all love Malibu, so we can't forget.
We're not forgetting.
Just like Maui, 4 years ago, I'm sure
yeah.
Maui, they need
Suffered.
constant reminders because it's not on the news anymore. And
Exactly.
you just need, little reminders to support, local shops and businesses and.
Maybe I was talking to one of my friends from Utah, and they're like, it's still bad out there. I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, she's like, I haven't seen anything about it in a very long time. I thought it was fine. I'm like, girl, this is gonna take 10 years to repair.
Yeah.
This
I mean,
isn't something that's gonna disappear overnight.
No.
But people just aren't aware.
well, just
It's
out of
like-
sight, out of mind.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's
That's
why
human nature.
it
I mean,
is.
it is normal. They have other issues going on. You
And
know.
new news stories and new things, and it's not prevalent anymore.
I mean, but people, it's just, it's sad.
It is sad.
It's really sad.
These natural disasters are just devastating, and
It's really sad.
our friends in Asheville and my friend Katie. I mean, that was
yeah.
terrible. The hurricane.
Oh.
It's not limited.
Sierra
to
was
just
in there
here,
during a
but
hurricane. Sierra was
Yeah.
in Orlando when the
Yeah.
hurricane hit.
It's very scary.
really
you know?
terrifying.
And again,
You
out of
don't
sight,
know.
out of mind. But we got to keep reminding people to support local businesses, and just try to keep the word out there, like what
This is
support
still
we
happening.
can give, and how
is
we
still
can
going
help,
on.
and
Well, there's
you know.
a ton of, there's a ton of local businesses you can order from. I know you could order from the Village Books. I know you can order from, you're probably not Becker anymore, but there's a little cute boutique called Naughty.
Yes.
You can order from them.
We'll put a little group.
You can
We'll put a little
order-
list together and
Yeah.
attach it
I
to
know
this
we should.
podcast,
That's
so
what
that
I
way
think.
people can
Little cute
clip
websites
on
you
it.
can shop.
Yeah.
This cute
Be
dress I
great.
have on right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Here we go.
Yeah, I will preach these dresses. Okay, I had one since senior year of high school, which I'm an upcoming junior, so 3 solid years, and it doesn't look old. It literally looks like it looks the same as this one, and I literally got this one a week ago.
So it's very nice.
So very nice.
And ours.
Yeah, we got ours too.
Like Aviator Nation, that's been here forever.
I know.
Like, yeah, it's a chain, but like
We love our sweats.
support Aviator.
We love our sweats.
them. We love them. They have a local following for sure.
All over. It's
Yeah.
spreading over the
Oh, yeah.
all
We're
over
getting
the
one
country.
in Park City.
Yeah. We're getting one in Park City.
So that'll be exciting. We'll have to go to the opening of that one.
What is it opening?
I don't
We don't know. We don't even know where it is.
We're going to have to find
Probably
out.
secret.
Main. I bet it's Main Street.
Main Street, probably.
That's where tourists go.
Yeah, probably.
It's gonna be a nightmare to park.
That's okay.
It's okay though.
Figure it out.
Always.
Figure it out. Well, we really enjoyed seeing you and spending time with you, and thank you for sharing your restaurants and community and where you live and
Your stories. It's
Yeah.
just amazing. And I think you do such a great job just, advocating for Malibu and making sure that, people are aware, not just obviously on this podcast, but just in your day to day,
Well, and I'm like trying to advocate for accessibility at Pepperdine because
Yes.
it doesn't exactly look the most, it's built on a hill. So I'm trying to advocate for that currently too. So.
and I bet they're really like things they didn't think of.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
like I'm about to go test out lab doors next week when I resume school, because they're trying to figure out how to because lab doors have to be fireproof, right? So and they're trying to figure out how to make them more ADA for
Right.
future students who want to be in a lab. So
smart.
That's so great. And just around how you can help make things a little easier, right? And I
more
bet they're
signing,
very-
more
and that's
signs.
really nice.
Oh, but Pepperdine's been so the OSI and the science community and all the other buildings have been so they were like, we need you to help us and show us what to do because we have no idea.
Yes.
We have no idea what to do.
No, it's-
and because it's a lot. I mean, it's hard to think from another person's perspective. What's hard for me? You wouldn't think opening a door, or would be hard because people don't have to experience that in their day to day life, right? So it's or navigating a lab where it's thin and I have to go
walker.
get a graduated cylinder all the way across the lab room. It's hard.
So
Right,
just to get things-
exactly, and spreading
get things,
awareness.
thought out and different, and automatic doors. And,
No, exactly.
And making it
Signs
work,
to
where
show
you
accessible
took,
routes.
where you took us yesterday, when we had to go through the kitchen and kind
there's
of
no signs to point you there. That's
Yes, you're right.
exactly. And
right.
OSA hands out little maps, but I'm like, you lose a paper map.
Yes.
I lost that the first week I moved in, and then I had to figure it out.
need a little laminated
and
card.
I don't wish
an
that
app.
on anyone,
or an app.
and not
on
wish
an
that on
app.
anyone. I was probably late to most of my classes
In the
first
beginning,
because
learning-
I see these giant stairs. I'm like,
Can't
well,
do the stairs.
how do I do that?
Yeah.
So so I'm worrying about that.
That
Helping
is
with
going to
the
be
fire.
so helpful for so many generations to come.
Definitely.
The ADA at Pepperdine, absolutely.
Definitely.
Because I think a lot of people rule it out because they just assume it's not accessible.
Exactly.
And I think that it's such a great school and clearly amazing campus as well.
No, and they want
They
want
want-
to include. They
yeah.
want inclusion. It's just they it's really
love
hard to
that.
do that when you build on a hill,
Yeah.
So we're going to try and make that possible.
I love
That's
it.
so great.
That's my goal coming out of that school is to make it make it more
You're going to make that happen.
accessible for people. So then a
doing it.
girl who loves the ocean like me can actually go to that school and thrive there and love it and feel included and
Not struggle.
it's hard. It's really hard. I've definitely had to make some waves.
Yeah.
Get it? Waves. But but it's getting there and it's gonna be great.
And you'll leave your mark, and I think that's so great.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Change the world one little thing at a time, right?
Exactly.
That's all we can do.
Yep.
Everything
Is our
works out.
part.
That's what I always say.
Everything works out. I like that, Kelly.
I do.
Along with get involved.
Yes. And pivot.
Get involved, pivot, and everything works out.
Everything works out.
And I think that is a good way to end this episode. What do you think?
Definitely. I agree.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody,
Thanks for joining
us
us.
today.
Thank you.
And
We'll see you
back
next
in
week.
Park City.
I know. We're on our way. Thanks.
See you.
Thank you for tuning in and listening to this week's episode of JK, It's Not About You.
You can write in and ask your questions on our show's Instagram page at JK It's Not About You, and we will address your questions on the next week's episode.
If this episode helped you, we would love for you to share it with your friends and family.
Share the fun with all those that can benefit from a good laugh or cry with us.
Please rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and we would greatly appreciate you.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.